It's been a dream of mine to chase giant Florida tarpon since I was a small child. And we've got that in leaving no stone unturned in the planning to capture some absolutely huge fish, even by local standards. But it's more than that here at Boca Grande. It's the history, the culture, and the natural experiences that come our way that are going to make for one of the best episodes in some 18 years plus of filming Fishing Australia. I welcome you aboard a truly magnificent adventure. There's something about this part of the southeastern United States that immediately puts one at ease. Perhaps it's because it's so similar in climate and geography to parts of Queensland. Balmy and blue, it's a fabled, kind of mythical place where some of the world's most exciting fish lure anglers from around the world. And it's here that I am definitely a long way from home. Boca Grande, on Florida's west coast, is the self-proclaimed tarpon capital of the world. And a look down the historic main street soon reveals just how much this so-called Silver King has drawn people to the region. Boca is a playground for the rich and famous, and the architecture is a favoured backdrop for numerous fashion shoots, including designer Ralph Lauren. And in the many restaurants and popular seafood shacks, I'm assured US presidents, past and present, have been found dining next to locals and tourists. To the water, and joining me for this first day of chasing the Silver King was a team of Aussies. We booked 3 boats and boarded from the famous guide docks at Boca Grande. My mate Andy Wharton and I were on board with Captain Chuck Jenks, with whom I'd been planning this trip for more than 2 years. Chuck, what are we doing now? We're heading out into Charlotte Harbour. What's the plan from your point of view, mate?
Yeah, so this time of year, the tarpon are here for one reason, and that's to feed. They've already spawned out. May and June, they do their spawning ritual out here in Boca Grande. And August, September, and October, they move up into the harbor, and that's where we're gonna go right now. And we're gonna be looking for actively feeding fish. So you're gonna see tarpon jumping out of the water, chasing minnows, chasing ladyfish, and we'll be sight fishing them, and we'll be dragging around some live baits. And it's been good lately, and it should be a great day today.
I like all of the above. Let's get out there and have a look.
Let's do it.
When it comes to bucket list fishing, most anglers dream of massive marlin or swordfish, or a myriad of reef species, and of course the mighty barramundi, to name but a few. But here, the Silver King rules and resides in abundance, ready to fight and fly. He's shaking. There's this fish is 100 pound, okay? So we've got relatively light leader on here. It's 80 pound leader, so he can chafe you off pretty quick. So when he jumps, really big violent head shakes. So that little bit of dropping the tension stops him from chafing your line, and it also stops him from reverse twanging you. You've seen us do the twang when we pull the line tight and we go like that to flick the lure. You take that tension off a little bit by dropping the rod. He's not going to reverse twang you, if that makes sense.
Smaller fish here, to be honest with you.
Here in Boca, they average, 100 pound. Oh, you can top 200 pound here. It is the oh, look at this in the water.
Got silver.
Oh. Hang on a minute. Is that a big one for here, Chuck?
No, this is, in the world of tarpon, this would be a little guy. Like a 60 pounder.
It's a 60 pounder. Look at that fish. You got him? We got him, Andy. Right, have a look. Look at that. Look at that fish. 60 pound, it's way below average at 100 pound mark. Oh, lads, you just...
All right. If that's a small tarpon, I've got 3 words, right? God bless America.
It's fantastic. And on that note, this little fella was released, and our alliance with Florida was embraced for an epic adventure that was only just beginning. I'm in Florida in the US on an epic angling adventure chasing the fabled giant tarpon, a massive fish that grows over 2 meters in length. My base is at Boca Grande on Florida's west coast. Boca has a small town ambience, no high-rises, no fast food and no traffic lights. It's what the old Florida used to look like, and its charm is undeniable. There are loads of places to stay in Boca Grande, but I've selected this affordable gem, the Grand Flats at the Village Inn. It's right in the heart of Boca Grande and is newly refurbished with a relaxing beach theme. And a range of accommodation options, including 2-bedroom units and single-bed efficiency flats. Both are fully self-contained with all the comforts and mod cons you'd expect. To book this well-kept secret or any of the other accommodation options on Boca, go to parsley-baldwinrealty.com. One of the great things about staying in the township of Boca is this place, Gasparilla Outfitters. This operation adjoins our accommodation, and they have golf carts, bikes and water sports, and we'll even launch a kayak for you. To learn more about the region and Gasparilla Outfitters, I caught up with manager Dwayne Zabrist. Wow, Dwayne, this is just a fantastic way to look around, bobbing around, peaceful, glassed off conditions, you know. Mansions over there, backcountry up here.
Yeah, Boca Grande's a pretty unique place for that. Here you go right and you end up in the houses in the canal, and you go left and you end up in the mangroves. And so the mangroves are great. You never know what kind of wildlife you're going to see. You're going to see, you know, egrets and manatees and turtles. Yeah, you might see a dolphin, paddle next to a dolphin, which is really neat.
For more information on all the activities that Dwayne offers, check out GasparillaAdventures.com. At the south end of Gasparilla Island is the Gasparilla State Park. Here you'll find a historic lighthouse and museum overlooking the deep entrance of Boca Grande, which in Spanish translates to Big Mouth. The tarpon we are hunting use this entrance to migrate from the Gulf of Mexico to where we are fishing today, Charlotte Harbour. Our journey also took us past the historic Winds Marina and then the newer Boca Marina. Further along, another surprise, the old fishing shacks of Bulls Bay, which miraculously survived the last hurricane. Setting aside the sights, it was back on the water and another run at the giant tarpon swirling around our boat.
Right, so there's one there. I'm going to try to lead him. I'm not quite sure which way he's going. Oh yeah, there's another one over there. I reckon I'm going to catch one here. They're all around us now. So keep the lure in the water. Give them every chance to find it. There's another one up there. Okay, how good is this? Average 100-pound fish milling around the boat in glassed off conditions. Oh, look at that one there. Look at that one there. And it's all about just getting your lure past the front of one. And hopefully he's in the mood to bite. Look at that, there's another one here. I've got to get one here. Got to get one here.
Follow this.
Oh, I got him,
Got it.
All right, I've survived 2 jumps there. I've survived 2 jumps there. This could be my baby. She's gonna come up again here. Oh, no, shake me off. Oh boy. Oh boy. It is part of the fun. He's busted me off somehow. I bowed to the king. Yeah, wow. There you go. 80-pound leader. And you know, if you go, you know, you think, why don't you just put 200-pound line on? Well, you're not going to get the bites. Look at that. Somehow he's busted me off. Yeah.
It didn't matter. There were plenty here and they were voracious. That's later on Fishing Australia. Just a couple of hours drive from Florida's Boca Grande are the world-famous Everglades. First stop, the Big Cypress Bend Boardwalk. This trail takes you through part of the Whakahatchee Strand Preserve, where the boardwalk allows you to experience the wetlands without wading through it. Jen Walls is from Jen's Eco Everglades Tours and grew up in the area working as a park ranger. What sort of fish are they, Jen?
I can't see them.
Oh, yeah, okay. Try it. Oh, wow, it's so glary without them. I can't see anything now either.
That's a Florida gar.
With it, like I was going to ask if there's Florida gars around here. Oh, hang on. Oh, no. Oh, there's two of them. That's fantastic. I was just about to ask you what you might see in this area that's sort of wild and exotic, that everyone back home is wondering what's in the heart of the Everglades here.
Well, we have quite a variety of species. We have the endangered Florida panther.
Wow, have you seen any of those?
I have indeed, and I've seen quite a few for anyone. I've seen actually 16, which is a lot, but I've traveled a lot in this area.
For the next stage of this tour, we met up with Stanford Daniels from Everglades Old Time Charters. Stanford is a descendant of the local Whakahatchee Indigenous people and operates fishing and sightseeing trips for the whole family. The 10,000 island region is remote and uncharted. Riddled with shallow sandbars, it's brought many navigators unstuck. So it takes a local like Stanford to safely navigate it. Stanford, this is Whakahatchee Island?
Yeah, this is Whakahatchee Island. It's one of the 10,000 islands built by the Clusive Indian.
Built?
Built.
How do you build an island like this?
Well, the Clusive back then, they lived on the outside and they had no cover from the trees wasn't around the 1300s. They said they had to back up, and when they did, this used to be all shells on the bottom, oyster shells, clam shells, conchs, and they eat the mussel out of it, and they start stacking what we call their garbage up.
Yeah.
They started building high lands.
And this is all part of the tour that you do?
Yeah, it's part of the tour, fishing, sightseeing, historical sightseeing.
Yeah.
And we'll go to the beaches too, and a little fun, and what we can do in about 3 hours.
You get 10,000 islands here, you can pick a new one every day of the week.
Yeah, there's 100,000 different waterways, they say.
Okay. You keen to wet a line?
Huh?
You keen to have a wet a line, have a fish?
Yes, we can catch fish.
Yeah.
We'll try some fish if you like to catch one or two.
Yeah, for sure, we'll try that as
Yeah.
well. We powered up and set a course for one of the many enclaves peppered through this remarkable waterway. Easing off, we settled on a spot to scope out. We've seen some fish chopping around. We haven't got a lot of time, but we'll have a few flicks and see what happens. Now,
Oh, he did good too.
I've come to the Everglades and I never thought I'd catch what you guys call a trout, and it does look like a trout with those spots, but obviously not the trout that you get in the cold climates.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, we have trout in Australia, introduced in the Snowy Mountains in Tasmania, but you're a beautiful little fish.
Yes, he is. They get way bigger, not this long. But that's a nice sized fish, that's what we call a backcountry fish.
Yeah?
Yeah, on these banks. Schoolies, what we call them.
Yeah, good fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, oh, we'll let him go, hey?
Yeah, we'll let him go.
And you can keep up with all the action, adventure and excitement from our travels by going to the fishingaustralia.tv website. You'll find tips to help you land that dream catch, plus info about our destinations. And make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Life jackets are an essential part of my kit, and a major part of that is care and service. Just as I care for my rods and tackle, I care for my life jackets. I check it before I head out every time to make sure all the parts are in good shape. That means giving the jacket a good once-over with this simple 4-step check. No visible signs of wear and tear. Ensure the CO2 cylinder is screwed in firmly, hand tight. Same with the auto cartridge, hand tight. And the pull cord, clear and ready to go. It takes no time at all to be safe and prepared for anything that may happen out on the water. I'm in Boca Grande on Florida's west coast on the hunt for the majestic giant tarpon, one of the best sports fish in this part of the world. Just a little bit about the gear we're using to chase these tarpons. So 50-pound braid, 80-pound leader, spinning gear. The rod I've got here is part of the Atomic Arrows range, Australian-made rods. There's well over a dozen rods in the range, everything from brim and whiting right up to this stuff, the big tarpon. This is a 20 to 40-pound rod. It's the AAS 270X. It's the big daddy in the range, and it's built for stuff like this. Back home you'd use it on light tackle, marlin, really big jewfish, big barra, that sort of stuff, and offshore, mainly reef fishing, jigging, that sort of thing. Quality Fuji components throughout and made by an Aussie family that really knows their tackle. The Atomic range is specific to Australia, but it's great to be able to test it out here on these giant fish at Boca Grande in Florida, in the States. And so far it's passed the test, and I reckon we're going to get bigger ones yet. These so-called Silver Kings were still very active. And as I sent the Atomic back out, it was about to get radioactive. There we go. Look at that. Oh my goodness. These things, they can just grab it when it first lands or right here at the boat and bang. Hopefully this one holds, hopefully. You know, if you got too much pressure on him when he's jumping, it's a 100-pound fish shaking its head and his mouth's got like a file type lining. And if you're too tight, it's going to cut that line. And the other thing that can happen, they shake their head, you know, a metre either way. And if you're real tight on that, it's like twanging. It's like when we get the lure off a snag, we twang it, we have the line tight. If you just back off that pressure a little bit, they stay on a bit better. The gloves are going on because I want to grab this puppy with a bit of luck. Rightio.
You're just going to walk them right here to me. I'm going to hang you both one up here.
Yep. Whoa, he has to jump now.
That's good, reel down. You may have to come down here with me.
Yep, sure.
Get right here. It'll be a little easier for me to grab them.
Still got some go. Watch him on the motor there.
Yeah, right. You're going for, now, reel down. You're going for a couple turns at a time. Just like that. All right, that should be good. So leave it right there. All right, you caught him. Get the end of you.
Little bit of righto. Grab him if you can. You got it?
Hold on that rod for a second for me.
All right.
If he jumps, just push his head away.
Okay.
I'll let him hit you. You got him there?
Yep. Whoa! That. Have a look at that for a fish.
Don't let him hit you.
Yeah. Can you idle forward a tiny bit there, mate, so we can just keep his mouth in the water there. Whoa! You might get off there with one hand, but what I'm impressed with here is this is where catch and release was born in Florida. You know, they realised they had such a special fish. They're no good to eat, but they bring tourism here. They give everybody a thrill, and they're just, yeah, they're the pinnacle of sports fishing. So, you know, you got to look after them, and that's what all the skippers and locals do. They look after them. The rules are progressively getting better, and you know, it is the sports fishing capital of the world for tarpon right here. And there's a fish. Guesstimates on the length and weight of this one, Chuck?
Give you 90 pounds on that one. He's probably right at 5 feet long.
5 feet long, so.
It's a wide fish. You can see how wide his back is there.
Yeah.
See how big their eyes are. I mean, they're built for feeding at night.
Yeah.
These fish are, and they got their clipper right along the side of their jaw. That's called their clipper. That's probably right there. That's probably what broke you off that first time.
Oh yeah.
When they're eating fish, they can cut the fish in half with that clipper.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh yeah, look at that. It's like a scissor right in there. Oh,
Exactly what it is.
We're learning a lot
Like
about
scissor.
it. All right. Well, catching them is amazing, but this part is equally as special. Look at him, the tail's kicking there. Oh, I still can't believe it. I still can't believe I'm actually here and doing this. It is awesome. It is absolutely awesome. Whew. Next time on Fishing Australia, our epic Florida adventure continues, where Boca Grande's reputation for big comes to life. One of them's going to grab it. Come on, boys. Come on, got him. Woo! And you can see him there. Look at that.